Where does this idea for Sharklion come from? I mean, first of all, tell us a little bit about what this product is. I look at it and I'm like, these are like handcrafted glasses. This is amazing. What kind of a craft product you're doing here? Where does this come from?
First, we had the idea to make eyewear out of wood, and then we looked online to see if anybody else was making eyewear out of wood. It turns out a lot of people were. And what we realized is there was a place for us to come into the market with a high quality, durable, functional pair of eyewear.
Then we kind of dove into how can we make this a more engineered product so that we can accomplish what we started out to do.
Who's the engineer?
Let's say him.
You're an engineer?
No, I'm actually, I have an architectural background. Just
Okay.
Yeah, we
Sean.
both do.
Probably why this place is so cool now. It's all starting to make sense. What's that big thing over there? That it looks like is that like a cutting tool, like a computerized cutting tool?
It's a CNC machine.
So it's yeah, that's what I meant. CNC machine. So how do you figure out how to make a CNC machine for wooden sunglasses?
You just dive into it and
Right.
say you can do this.
And this whole studio really started as a digital fabrication studio. So we didn't start with the intent on making glasses. We started with the intent on being able to create basically whatever we wanted to make.
So two architects decide, hey, let's open up a digital fabrication studio, and then this all of a sudden turns into the hit. Or you just decided, wow, we're really good at this. After how many prototypes?
Well, we made 2 prototypes, and each one took us 24 hours to make.
Okay.
So we knew that we had to get that time down. All the tools that we were going to make the digital fabrication studio out of were the same tools that we would use to make these.
Yeah, Brandon actually took like the first 6 months of the studio just to design and build that CNC machine. He really reverse engineered a bunch of machines that he saw online, saw what he liked, like cherry picked, and then made everything work. And next thing we know, we're investing by ordering some parts. He's going to junkyards and picking out slabs of aluminum to mill down. And so we took the time to actually build a machine that would be really the foundation of the digital fabrication studio.
What kind of woods are there?
Well over 100 different species of wood. It really depends on what's going through and what the local designers are using in their projects. So it's kind of neat that we get to experiment with every type of wood.
So how do you make them? How's it work? You start off with, do you do like production runs or?
The CNC itself gives like a very consistent but basic shape
Okay.
for the frame when it comes off.
Okay.
And because we do
Kind of like you're making blanks, I guess.
right.
Okay.
So because we do custom fit eyewear, it's more tuned by hand.
Got it.
So everything is finished and just culled by hand. And
So how do you do custom fit? So how do you know how
actually,
to customize it?
I actually made a tool, a few tools, one of them being what I call a contour replicator that matches the contour of your nose.
Okay. You
So-
made a contour replicator for the nose.
So what I would do is use that to have a tool with me when the client's gone that I can measure up and make sure that it's fitting the nose, like wrapping around the nose of
Okay.
the client.
How do you get the contour of whose nose?
Oh, it's like it's very similar to that toy when you're a child that you push up on like all the little needle things.
Oh, yeah,
and it
totally.
pushes up
I
the
still
top,
have one of those. I'm 43, but yeah.
right? So when you're pushing up and it creates on the other side,
Mhm.
then I lock that in and then I can have that.
And you
piece.
made that tool.
Yeah, I made it.
That is probably the coolest thing I've heard all day. Can you show us how it works? Look how crooked my nose is still. There's a great story
Which is-
behind that I'll spare everybody, but
Which is like the reason why if you need like a perfect fit.
right?
So then I can take this and when I'm working with the glasses and I have a basic bridge cut out. This one's already cut out for a client.
Right.
Then I can match this up here and make sure that's hitting. So I would actually bring this piece back a little bit so that it makes contact down here.
Then you just hand tool that the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Using this tool here.
Did you make that tool yourself?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like it came from Home Depot.
Well, I actually bought a tool that's very similar to it, but I needed it longer and more narrow, so then I took the hardware from it.
Why'd you pick the Russell?
The community of artists that were here, and we were just inspired by the Detroit artists down here, and I think it helped. I mean, we had the space, we saw what other people are doing, and we were just kind of looking for something that we could make for ourselves and for others to experience, and we ended up landing on the glasses.